Hey guys, this is Full Stuff Incorporated, and before we start this video, I'm going to tell you guys I'm about to do a series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Series evaluations, doing each one in reverse order, except for Vrains, because honestly, I've already said that it was too new, and also Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, because I already gave my thoughts in that series. But other than that, I'm going in reverse order. It's going to start with Zexal, and with that being said, let's begin. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. I almost didn't want to review this one, but at the same time, when I rewatched it, I feel like that it was one of the worst received series out of all of them, if not the worst. But for me, it was for some of the wrong reasons. Because I feel like that some characters, some bad character, even the main character, some of them were mixed received. I feel like that it really wasn't fairly justified. I will explain myself in the video. So I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on the series, and I will tell you this. I actually like the series. A lot. It's not one of my favorite series, mind you, I just said I liked it. But I will go ahead and explain myself here. I will talk about the plot. I won't go into any spoilers, I'll just give my opinions on it. The first 10 episodes were a drag. Please avoid them any way you can if you already get the concept of the show. After that, their rival actually kickstarts the show, being Kite, or Kaito. I'm going to go by the dub names because I can. And I'm going to talk about this kind of thing. Kite is an amazing rival, and I feel like that he should have gotten more screen time and more duels, but that's kind of, the treat of having those matches rarely, as you get excited for seeing them, not being fed too much candy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, he kickstarts the plot, he takes away people's numbers the way Yuma and Astral did, and in itself, it was a very entertaining thing to watch. Because you almost wonder and scramble, who gets the numbers first? Who's going to get more numbers? Who's going to win their next duel? It's those kinds of thoughts that make the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show interesting. And it's not very rarely seen that many times. The first season's plot was actually pretty well done. And I could just say safely that it kind of made up for the 10-episode drag that they had. And the second plot being, the Veterans' sons and himself against Dr. Faker's family and Yuma and, and others. I feel like that was a very well done plot and established each character. Well, I get to go over each character, I guess. Quattro in himself is a very well done character. Being the standalone guy among the family, Quentin being the brains and Trey being the emotion, because, that kind of trio hasn't been done before, right? Anyway, they're all interesting characters. I said the only one that was very underused was Quentin, when he could have had more duels, and he could have more screen time, and he could have had much more of a touching backstory than just say, "Oh, you took my family, you must die." That's really, 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 really cliched. But that's in my opinion, at least. But the character casts, I might as well go over the character cast real quick, and I'll go over the rest of the plot in a moment, because that goes into another part of the video. Anyway, the minor characters are some of the worst, and some of the main characters are some of the best. They have some of the best rivals in the series, or they had the worst female companion in the series. They had some of the best main characters in the series, but had some of the worst minor characters, being Bronk, Flip, what's-his-face, Caswell. Dear God, they were horrible. But main characters like Kite, Shark, Rio, Yuma, the Seven Baryon Emperors, they are all freaking great. So I'm going to go over another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yuma and Astral's bond. It feels more genuine than Yugi and the Pharaoh. I will explain why. Yugi was way too trusting in the Pharaoh in the beginning. Since the beginning, he's let him take over his body left and right. And he never really objected to it. But Yuma himself, he actually just objected to what Astral did in the beginning, because that's what he would do. Astral was more of a coach than anything else, but like an amateur duelist would, like I was once, like you were once, he actually disagreed with it and went on with the duel himself because he feels like he can do it on his own. Like he feels like he has his own strategy going for him. And another thing, Yugi never had much screen time to develop his own character, where Yami took all the glory. Yuma and Astral had pretty much equal amount of screen time, Yuma being the idiot, and Astral being the smart one. And I feel like that's a lot more genuine. And Yuma's character itself is a very misreceived character, being one of the best and one of the worst, in my opinion, and in many others' opinions. Mostly for worse. But still, I feel like that Yuma's character is the most well-developed in the series. Yusei didn't change much. Jaden hardly changed. Yugi, he didn't change at all, really. And Yuya, he kept his philosophy and shoved it down people's throats as he went along. But Yuma actually changed quite a bit. He may have kept his optimism, which I would like in a preteen, but I feel like that's what makes his character. And people get annoyed by that, just being annoyed by a child being a child, and that annoys me a bit. In Astral, he wasn't too much of an interesting character, but in itself, he is a very well done character for Yuma. He had perfect synergy with him having some comedy skits, and led to some of the best and some of the worst episodes, but I feel like that bond is more genuine, and a lot more real, and a lot more, let's say, fluent than Yugi and the Pharaoh. And another thing, I will go over this one quickly, the ending is amazing. The deaths in the subs, or vanishings in the dubs, it's stupid, but I'm going to say, in the sub, the deaths, they were all meaningful. They all tugged at the heartstrings at some point. They were perfectly paced. All the characters that did die left an impact on you. And it's a very well done sequence of events in the ending. And I thought that in itself, it's the best part of the series, and one of the best parts in Yu-Gi-Oh! Period. So, in itself, I'm going to say that Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, for the sub-series, is a 4.5 out of 5. Because Yuma's character did get annoying some, but it wasn't to the point of me completely dropping it to a 4. And some of the minor characters got on my nerves so bad in some of the more minor episodes and being filler. And in the dubs, he gets a 3.5 out of 5. I really hate Yuma's voice. That's all I'm going to say about that one. And some of the other problems that I added upon the original sub-series. But those are my thoughts in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Forever Army, and together we will beat the meta. Leave your opinions about these series in the comment section below, and enjoy the rest of the series I'm going to do for this week.